poor, black, I may even be ugly. But dear God, I'm here, I'm here. A victorious statement made by Celie, a character birthed by Alice Walker through her book Color Purple. Welcome to a new chapter of SH Vision Book Talk. Color Purple is a 1982 epistolary novel by the American writer Alice Malsina Tulula Kate Walker. The book won the 1983 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction, making Walker the first black woman to win this prize. The Color Purple depicts the life of African American women of rural Georgia in the early 20th century. The story of Celie represents the lives of sexually and domestically abused African women who try to resist patriarchal oppression. The story is in the form of a series of letters written by Celie to God and to her sister Nettie, and in order to induce more familiarity, Walker used the Black English vernacular to narrate her story. Through this, Walker brought out the themes of oppression, culture, LGBT, feminism, and much more. And the book was also adapted into a film in 1985 by Steven Spielberg, which was widely accepted by the audience. The story discusses the traumas and triumphs of Celie, who is continuously abused by her stepfather and her husband. She never recovered from the mental pain created by society. Initially, Celie is unable to resist those who abuse her, and the only emotional outlet she could achieve is while writing the letter to God. She leads a monotonous life where she behaved like an obedient wife who took care of the home and her stepchildren. The controlling factors of her life were wiped out by the introduction of other characters as they threw shades of vibrant colors into her life, creating a special bond and relation. When we talk about the characters of this novel, Walker as a brilliant writer needs to be acknowledged every now and then. She never fails to amuse us with the dynamics of her character. One of the highly sophisticated characters knitted by her is Shug Avery. She is a flamboyant singer, and her introduction in the novel was not something very pleasant to the readers. Yet by the course of time, she proved to be one of the powerful characters of the novel. Compared to Celie, Shug is glamorous, dominant, and unfazed, but she is very warm and compassionate at her heart. There is a point where the story focuses on the development of her relationship with Celie over time. Their dynamics is one of the stable reasons which helps Celie to emerge as a powerful woman. She takes the role of a mother, at times a sister, lover, teacher, and friend for Celie. As we take a slight shift from the protagonist character, it is evident that much of the conflict in the novel spikes from the tension that exists between the people of different ethnicity and social understanding. Walker has done an amazing job in highlighting the idea of the subject-object relationship that exists in her society. Men abusing women, white abusing black, and the colonial empires abusing their colonial subjects are the major concerns depicted in the novel. When we dive deeper into the novel, the political phase of Color Purple that discusses the tough life of African Americans is highly transparent. As we could see, Celie's birth is marked after 50 years of slavery abolishment. Therefore, the traits of colonialism and slavery are still evident in the novel. In order to discuss the concerns of the colonial subjects, the writer created a fictitious village named Olinka, where exists a group of tribes who are portrayed as the victims of white colonial subjugation. They are illiterate and are under the control of missionaries. It is nothing surprising that the Olinkans believed that girls should not be educated, as they had already presumed that a woman is nothing by herself. This suppression is not a concern for them, as they had already been living the life of slaves under the hegemonic society. When the characters like Nettie, Samuel, and Corin tried to induce a sense of transformation among these tribes, this became one of the promising moments of the entire novel. Even though The Color Purple is a fictional novel, it is believed that Alice Walker's inspiration for this novel came from her own personal experiences and knowledge. She wanted to convey that even after slavery abolition, the African American woman was still under the control of the oppressor, be it from their masters or from their own patriarchal society, as slavery, racism, and sexism continued to hold them in subordination. So why must have the author give much importance to the color purple and not any other color? In fact, the purple color signifies wisdom, bravery, royalty, spirituality, and so on. So, the color purple depicts the growth and self-realization of Celie, who overcomes the oppression and abuse to find fulfillment and independence. I think it pisses off God if you walk by the color purple in a field somewhere and doesn't notice it. This statement made by Shug is an eye-opener not just for Celie, but for everyone who finds it hard to verbalize independence. It helps them to have acquired a mental and physical rebirth. On a final note, the story highlights the strength and support extended by women towards each other. They grow together, respect one another, despite the oppression from the misogynist society.